It's time for the CakeDrain Show with Drake and Cain.
What's up, CakeDrain Nation?
Hi.
So, we're excited. Glad to be here on the show.
Yeah,
Me?
whatever.
Oh, come on, Slay. This is an awesome show.
Yeah, it's alright, I guess. I mean, it's cool sometimes whenever you're not being a loser.
I am never a loser. Deadpool equals awesome. Anyway, today, the reason we got invited to this show, which they're my favorite YouTubers, by the way, is we get to introduce a very special episode. They're talking about their top 5 anti-heroes. I wonder if I'm going to be on the list.
Probably not. I'm gonna be like number 1 on all the lists.
You know, that ego needs to be brought down a bit, don't you think? Anyways, let's bring those guys on, shall we? I'm always want to do this. That was weird.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, hey. Wait. Oh, we're doing the show. Hey, guys. What's up, CakeDrain Nation?
Did they do a good job of introing?
I hope so, because the teleportation thing.
I can never tell if Deathstroke actually likes us or not.
I don't know. Deadpool's a little more obvious. He kind of sends us fan mail like all the time.
Yeah, a little bit. And those fanfics.
Whoa.
But anyways.
Anyway.
Today, hopefully they told you, we're talking about our top 5, that's right, count it, 5 favorite anti-heroes of all time. This is going to go a lot like our favorite superhero episode where we're going to count down, we're going to say our fave, and it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
So I hope you guys are excited.
All right.
What do you think?
I think we're ready.
All right.
Let's do this. All right, ready? Starting number 5 in 3, 2, 1. Spawn.
Deadpool.
Really?
Yeah.
So why is Deadpool number 5?
I picked Deadpool because I first was introduced to him in the awesome, probably the coolest X-Men game of all time, which is X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse. And that was such a fun game. It led to other games like Marvel Ultimate Alliance and things like that, same type of gameplay. And one of the secret characters you could unlock was Deadpool. And he's like one of the most powerful characters in there.
Oh, yeah.
And so I didn't really know anything about him before then, but then I found out about him through the game, and then as I started to find out more about the character, I was like, this guy's a really interesting, cool, original idea for a kind of meta superhero.
Nice. Well, the reason I have Spawn as my number 5 is he's kind of the, ultimate recovery story, I guess, in superhero mythology. This guy was a Marine. He was paid to straight up jack dudes up.
Yeah.
He would kill guys for a living. And he gets tricked and killed, and he goes into hell, where he's recruited to become the leader of the Devil's Army. But he gets kind of turned back because he realizes what's going on, how he's been manipulated, and now he's kind of like God's soldier in the pseudo demon armor. So that's why he's really cool to me. And I was introduced to him from the movie, which I love. It was amazing. I thought the characters were done really well. I thought it was a really cool idea.
Yeah. And
just the overall character of Spawn makes me even his name, Spawn. He's a bad guy.
Very, very awesome name.
Very awesome. So, all right. Number 4.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Spawn.
Ghost Rider. Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Close.
Very close.
Again, great minds.
Great, very
Why is Ghost Rider one of your top 5?
Ghost Rider is one of my top 5 because, again, it's kind of the recovery from evil to good storyline. But he was even cooler because he wasn't a soldier. He wasn't this guy who went around killing people. He was a stunt bike rider. And he was like his dad.
It's like
him and his
Evel
dad. Yeah, he was like Evel Knievel's kid, which was awesome. And the reason he becomes the Ghost Rider was for good reasons. He did it to save his dad's life, so he thought. But then he finds out you can't trust the devil, and then he spends his whole life trying to avoid being this thing. And then once he becomes it, he realizes, I can make a difference as this. He learns to control it. He becomes this uber superhero that is just super creepy and super dangerous. And I mean, who doesn't love a guy on a motorcycle?
Yeah, with a flaming skull head.
I know, right?
So metal.
He's awesome. He's the ultimate heavy metal superhero.
Yeah, okay.
And the movies are really well done.
We like them.
We love the Ghost Rider movies. So That's the other reason. But I've loved Ghost Rider. So
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's number 4.
And I like, I do like the similarities between Ghost Rider and Spawn. Very similar type of a cool juxtaposition where it's like they're originally designed to be like working for the devil, but then they deny that and they're like, hey, we're going to use this power to do good. And the reason why Spawn is number 4 on my list is because Spawn was actually the first comic that I actually bought, was a Spawn comic whenever I was a kid. And so I read that, and then I grew up watching the animated like HBO movies that were, you know, really intense, you know, kind of dark animated movies. And I really loved the look of them, and I liked the mythology. You know, you got the clear good and evil, and he's kind of caught in the middle, and the awesome designs of like monsters and stuff in the world. It really, really struck a note with me as a kid, and so Spawn will always be one of my faves.
Very nice. See, we get a lot of stuff alike. We may be different numbers, but we're all the same here. All right. So number 3.
3, 2, 1. The
Rorschach.
Punisher. Oh,
Punisher.
Rorschach. Huh?
Rorschach. I gotta go with Rorschach. So
That's awesome.
why is the Punisher your number 3?
Well, the Punisher is my number 3 because it's just such a cool story. You know, it's like this classic bad thing happens to the guy, and so he goes out for revenge. Kind of that classic revenge tale, and that's why I love the movie. It's a great action movie, and it's also a great, you know, comic book movie. And I mean, come on, this is the guy that took out the Marvel universe.
Clearly.
I mean, he's kind of in a lot of ways somewhat a Batman in Marvel, you know, whereas he doesn't have superpowers, but that doesn't hold him back at all.
Yeah, and one thing I loved about, you know, going off the Punisher, one of the things with his movie is like it's an action movie made by a comic book company. So I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
But the reason Rorschach is number 3 was actually we just watched Watchmen recently, but I've always kind of liked the look of the character.
I've seen it before.
He had seen it.
He just saw it.
I currently saw it, so you know I'm sorry for waiting so long.
Sorry.
But Rorschach is kind of a like Batman character in the Watchmen universe because you know I mean let alone the voice, and he's a detective. He has like the Gatling gun. He's got grappling hook. Sorry. But he's, you know, but he's also, his secret identity is really cool because he's just a guy on the street. He's not like a billionaire. He doesn't really have superpowers. He just has he's just a guy with a vendetta with a really cool mask. And he, you know, goes out and tries to make things right. And that's what I loved about the character, because you think he's just kind of a punk who doesn't want to listen to anybody and just, you know, anger and enveloped in this character, but he's really smart. He's really he really can see all that's going on around him, and he's really like he's really undercover in the entire like storyline. You don't realize who he is until you're like, oh, it's that guy. Yeah. You know, so that's why I love the character, because of his attitude and just he's the ultimate alter ego.
Right.
All right. So number 2. 3, 2, 1.
Red
Deadpool.
Hood.
Nice.
Yeah, the Crimson Comrades, apparently. Why is Deadpool your number 2?
Deadpool's number 2. He would have been number 1. Sorry, Deadpool. But I love Deadpool because of his overall attitude of stuff. I mean, he's a mercenary, so he kind of just goes for the highest bidder. But he's the biggest goof that I've ever seen in comic books, at least from the Marvel side, because he makes things fun. I mean, yes, he's, you know, killing people and doing crazy stuff, but he's cracking jokes. He's talking to you guys. You know, he's talking to me personally on, you know, basically from the you know, video game or comic book or wherever he's at, and he's just aware of everything that goes on, and he's able to make a joke or make you laugh in an intense situation. That's why I love Deadpool, which the movie could have encapsulated it better, but I think that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah.
But I love Deadpool for those reasons, and I was introduced to him actually through the X-Men Origins story, but also I saw gameplay of the Deadpool video game, and that really introduced the full character of Deadpool, and that's why I was more like, oh, I love this guy. Yeah. Just because of his whole, like, I don't care, I'm here to have fun and eat tacos. It's awesome.
Right, exactly. He's kind of the, like you said, the ultimate goofball superhero.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
So why is Red Hood your number 2?
Red Hood is in my number 2 because I like all of the Robins. Well, maybe except for the new Robin, Damian. He's kind of a little turd.
He's kind of a punk.
But the Red Hood, I just loved his backstory. He's kind of like this tortured soul. He was a Robin, you know, trained by Batman, and then he gets killed by the Joker and resurrected, and through the Lazarus Pit resurrection, he kind of goes a little bit cuckoo and becomes an anti-hero. And he's just got an awesome, simple outfit. I love it. You know, he's just got the coat and his red mask thing that's all high-tech, and he's always had a lot of attitude. He like has a love-hate relationship with Batman, and just the complexity and realness of his character, I think, is what draws me to it, aside from the fact that he wears red as his primary color, and he's kind of a part of the Bat family, sometimes not. Sometimes he's a hero, sometimes he's a villain. But regardless, he's always cool, and that's why he is my number 2.
Red Hood is a very cool character. So, number 1, ready? 3, 2, 1. Punisher! Deathstroke, nice.
Yeah, surprise.
Surprise. So, the reason the Punisher is number 1 is, like Cain said, you know, he's, you know, kind of a Batman backstory, but he actually uses guns and explosives. I mean, he's a former soldier. He's, you know, done all this other work, and he's become a vigilante in a way. Not quite superhero, but he's kind of just out to rid the world of bad people.
Yeah.
And, I mean, his methods may be a little extreme, but he's got an extreme mindset in everything he does. So that's why I love the Punisher, because he's just brute and guns and awesomeness. And another awesome guy on a motorcycle. I mean, come on.
There you go. Well, Deathstroke, I know what you're thinking right off the bat. Well, isn't he a villain? He's not a real... But really, his comic book origins, he is very much a anti-hero. He goes back and forth. Like, he was the main inspiration for the character of Deadpool. He's a mercenary, you know, he kind of sells his services to whoever he likes. You know, he takes the jobs that he likes. And he started off as one of the main villains of the Teen Titans, but then he wound up helping them at times and being their enemy at times, and he had his own run of comics that was very anti-hero-ish, where he's kind of caught in the middle. And I just love, once again, the complexity of his character. He's got a really in-depth backstory. A lot of messed up stuff happened to him, and he's just so awesome. I mean, look at his outfit. I mean, this is a simplified television version, but he's got the cool armor, the cool mask. He's got only one eye, but that doesn't hold him back. And then he's also like a super soldier. He's got the regenerative healing factor, kind of like Deadpool, and uses just this array of weapons, including a staff that shoots like explosive blasts out of it. And he's just an all-around bad Mosakra character, in addition to being really emotionally complex as well. You know, he's got a lot of stuff's happening to this guy, but he keeps on trucking, and he is, in a lot of ways, he's kind of imagined as Batman's equal, but on the other side of the law. Just as his mentor Bill Wintergreen was imagined as kind of an Alfred. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that.
You can't argue with that at all. And I remembered another random fact about the Punisher. Another reason I liked him. Sorry to jump backwards.
No, you're good.
But the Punisher was actually the first one to take down my favorite superhero, which was Spider-Man. So, I mean, he got the jump on Spider-Man, okay? Right. I mean, who else does that? So,
that's very commendable.
Those are our top 5 anti-heroes. If there's anybody who wasn't on the list that you guys were like, you guys should have known these, let us know if you think and why you think they'd be on the list. And also make sure you guys send a shout out to our buddy D-Rock. We make sure to give him a shout out in every episode possible. He's a Canadian CakeDrain brother. And you can check out his 2 channels on The Real D-Rock 1, where he talks about just anything and everything, just whatever. And also Wrestling Talk 1, where he talks about everything pro wrestling. And the guy is a genius when it comes to wrestling. And he is now a professional wrestling referee. So kudos to you, D-Rock. Congrats on that.
Links to his channel in the description.
In the description.
Go sub. And don't forget to go over to Drake's channel, where he does all kinds of awesome vlogs and some snake plays and some things like that. So keep your eyes and ears peeled.
So we will talk to you. And make sure you check out both of our SoundClouds. My personal one, where I do podcasts and songs and stuff.
And the CakeDrain one.
And where we do Cake Waves with our random podcasts. So we're going to be posting that soon. Peace out.
And remember,
peace! me those lists would be awesome.
Yeah, it was alright, I guess. I mean, I think we should just take over the show next time.
Maybe.
The whole thing. We'll just call it the Deathstroke Show.
How about the Deadpool and Deathstroke? The Slade Brothers show.
Slade Brothers? You mean the Wilsons?
Wilson.
He's
What'd I say?
adopted. He's adopted.
I'm telling Mom.